back just a
Ugh. Look at my big dome.
touch. Hi guys.
Hola.
So we just celebrated our 30-year anniversary.
Whoop.
Go us.
Whoop, whoop.
30 years married, 36 years together. And we've been kind of talking a little bit about the honeymoon period and what it takes to do anything for a really long time. So we can correlate it to jiu-jitsu, we can correlate it to work, we can correlate it to pretty much everything, relationships, the whole 9 yards.
Well, because we were just talking about this the other day, that it's interesting that what you have is you'll have people, let's just take jiu-jitsu for example, okay? So you'll have somebody who'll come in the beginning, they think this is the most amazing thing that they've ever done. And then somewhere along the line, life changes. Maybe their job changes, maybe they move to a new region, things of that nature. And then they might change to a new school. And then they begin a new honeymoon phase. And so what ends up happening is when they're in the first honeymoon phase, everything's amazing.
Yes.
Everything's awesome. They're working hard, they're sore, everything's amazing. And then somewhere along the line, it becomes work. It's everything's not new anymore. Now you're going back and you're experiencing things over again, and now you're doing new things, but it's not new, it's not exciting, and people's excitement starts to wane. They're not the same anymore. That honeymoon phase, air quoted, that honeymoon phase starts to come to an end. And this is where a lot of people get frustrated because all that newness wears off. But then what they're going to do is they're going to become frustrated with that, I'm going to air quote, relationship. I'm doing a lot of air quotes. Little bunny ears. Air quote. But they become frustrated with that relationship because that newness, that excitement has worn off. But yet what they also don't understand though is that they have also stopped putting that energy into that relationship. And so ultimately when they jump into the new one, they go into that and suddenly that's amazing. And now they're posting on social media how amazing that new relationship is. But yet the reality is they should have invested that into the old relationship, into the work that they actually needed to do. Because the reality, when we get into anything, the beginning is always fun. And crossing the finish line is always fun. But like in our case, what's the finish line? We made a commitment to each other, but what's the finish line? I mean, so we started, everybody, we get married, we had our honeymoon and the like, and then we only celebrate once a year?
Yeah.
When the anniversary comes up. That's 364 days. That's where the real work sits. And I think people they put too much emphasis on the honeymoon, and they put too much emphasis on the so-called finish line. When the reality is, there's a lot of space in between that if they concentrated on that and allowed themselves to actually celebrate that a lot more, then they wouldn't become so disconnected. They wouldn't need to search for new honeymoons all the time. Because ultimately speaking, we've had one honeymoon, 30 anniversaries, but let's do the math. Okay, I'm doing math here. I'm not doing this in my head. Okay, 30 years of marriage to celebrate 30 times.
Right.
30 times 365. And yes, I know there's a couple days for leap year and things of that nature, but I'm not worried about those. So out of 10,950 days, we're only supposed to celebrate 30 of them? Wow, that would suck as a relationship, wouldn't it? Out of 10,950 days that we're only going to celebrate 30 times. Yeah, I'd be searching for new honeymoons too. If that's the kind of attitude you went into that relationship with. So with any task that there's going to be days that are going to be work.
Yeah.
There's going to be days that you're going to have to suck it up. You're going to have to do things that aren't on the top of your list of things that you want to do. But at the 10,950 days, you couldn't find a few more in there to celebrate your accomplishments. Now take that attitude and apply it to everything else that you do.
Right. Jiu-jitsu, work, whatever it is.
Whatever task it is, especially when we're talking about long-term.
Yeah.
Long-term goals, long-term commitment, 10,950 days. If you only celebrated 30 times out of 10,950, again, I have to drone on that because that's a massive number.
Yeah.
To only celebrate 30 times.
Yeah. People ask us all the time, why do the vast majority of people quit at blue belt? And it's kind of the similar thing. The honeymoon phase is over at blue belt. Blue belt. So when you're training as a white belt, the vast amount of knowledge that you're inputting, your learning curve is like this. You're just rocking it up. And then you get to blue belt and you've got most of the fundamentals down. So now it starts to level off a little bit.
And now, I mean, when you were in the beginning, when you were on your upwards travel, everything was new, everything was exciting. You're going for your first tap. You're looking, and then by the time you start to get up into your blue belt, people are gunning for you now.
Yeah, you're not having as much success anymore.
You are somebody else's measuring stick. They're measuring themselves against you, and so again, what they wait for is some magical new date that's going to be their happiness. When the reality is, we should be celebrating, a great day of training.
Yeah.
We should be celebrating that I was able to get on the mats. Or when you're at work, you should be celebrating when you just finished a good project. You just finished out a great day at work. You hit a milestone. You did different things. Don't wait till that 1 year anniversary, and then pretty soon you're not even celebrating year anniversaries anymore. You're waiting till every 5. Again, 10,950 days. You deserve more than 30 days worth of celebrating. You need to create new honeymoons in the committed relationship you're in, rather than going, well, that's cool, but let me get rid of that and let's start up a new relationship so that it can feel fresh and amazing and the like. Because I'm telling you right now, what I've personally found, and this is my jiu-jitsu, as well as personal relationships and the like, the commitment to long-term training partners and the commitment to follow a goal all the way through has been, for me, way more rewarding than bouncing around. I watch people bounce all the time. And yes, they're in the honeymoon phase all the time, but they're actually accomplishing next to nothing. And I watch people, there's people in this game way better than me, and I have passed them a long time ago. They were better than me, but they did not stay with any consistency. And so me being the tortoise, I just trudged along, and while they being the hare, bounced around in every which direction and didn't seem like they were ever heading in one. And so ultimately speaking, there's people that are better than me. There are people that have been doing this longer than me. But because of their lack of consistency and their lack of commitment, at that point in time, they certainly have not had the same impact that we have.
Yep.
10,950 days.
I'll keep you around for a while longer.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying, we celebrated a lot more than 30 of them.
Oh, yeah, we have. Yes, we have.
And I think that's the important part. Put more effort into the commitments that you have and the relationships that you have, and create new honeymoon phases within that commitment. We do it all the time.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And I think that's one of our secrets to not just being together. Because we can do things of that nature quite a bit, but we've actually had fun.
Yes, we have a lot of fun.
We've actually had a lot of fun throughout the process. So that's my advice.
Cool.
10,950. Do the math. I did.
Nice. All right, bye guys.